Hey guys, just wanted to talk with you about some really cool products from Xvive Audio that I've been using over the past 9 months or so. Probably back in the spring was when I started trying these out. I haven't been able to use them in gig settings as much as I would like because of everything with COVID, but hopefully that will change soon, so let's keep our fingers crossed and keep praying about that. First thing I want to show you is a phantom power supply. Now you might think, what's exciting about a phantom power supply? Well, first of all, this thing is light as it can be. And second of all, if you know anything about phantom power supplies, usually they have to be connected to power. What's really cool about this one is that you can charge it up, and then if you don't have access to power, you can just hook your microphones into it. For those who don't know anything about phantom power, let me tell you. So let's say I'm playing an instrument like my mandola here that does not have any sort of pickup in it. So I want to amplify it, or let's say I'm singing and I just want to use a high quality condenser microphone like this Ear Trumpet Labs Arduino. This is one of my favorites. Great bluegrass microphone, really just a great natural sounding mic. This thing requires phantom power, which means that I have to have either phantom power coming from my mixer or some sort of little box. This is what I did have on my board. This little thing, not really too much larger, but certainly a different design, not as compact and as sleek looking. But what you would do is you would plug in, this is the other end of the XLR cable that I have my microphone, my condenser mic plugged into. I'd plug it into the input of my phantom power supply. And then whatever mic cable, let's say this is going to my amp or my PA or my recorder, right? So if your recorder doesn't have built-in phantom power, I would plug this in here, and then in the other end of the cable, I would plug that into my amp. And so I would be able to power that microphone. This setup I use most of the time involves some of my pedals, so I have to use a little adapter to hook in the output from this. Instead of being an XLR cable, would be some sort of a modified 1/4 inch cable to go in through my other pedals, so that way I can kind of tailor the sound exactly to the way I want. But with using all those pedals, I can't use the PA phantom power, so I have to have some sort of supply. And this is really nice because you can, like I said, you can use it, you can power it on. It'll show you, I guess, how much battery you have left there. But you can power it on, or you can leave it hooked in. It takes a little 5-volt micro USB, right? So any 5-volt cube you have that powers it will power this guy. So I'm really looking forward to getting to use this more often on my rig. It's a lot smaller, takes up a little bit less room. Something else, I want to show you a couple of other things. These are really cool and really pretty new over the last year. These didn't exist prior to that. These are just wireless microphone things, which is already cool because you put this in whatever your receiver end is, whether it's a PA or an amp or a recorder, and then this is your transmitter. So any regular microphone, you could put this in, but this one's a little different. I've got some of these that are just your standard dynamic mic connectors. This one is a phantom power, or a condenser. It's the U3C. Now we use this at our church every week. We have a microphone up by the podium. We have this hooked in, so that way it kind of cuts out some of the chances of wiring issues going on. And we go to a church that kind of has older wiring issues, so we just bypass that. And we put this up there. As you can see, you just turn it on with this switch. Under here, I've got the option, just like on my little box here, to switch between 12-volt and 24-volt phantom power, 12-volt and 48-volt. Most of my condensers take 48-volt, so I've just got this taped so that we don't accidentally hit this button, but it gives you basically on and off, power or mute, which is off, and then you have the opportunity to run up to 6 of these simultaneously, which is pretty cool. So this has never been a thing, and that's really neat because it takes a lot of cables out of the way. Cables are fun if you really want, I guess, the most reliable sound and no chances of dropping with interference. But sometimes not having the cables can be a huge convenience if you need to walk around as a musician or whatever, so I can use this with microphones that clip onto my instruments that are condensers. Or if I want to go really, really wireless, check out these things. So these are, you've probably seen something similar to this before. These are also wireless receivers and transmitters. What's really cool about this is that I can plug this in to even like my violin. One of my violins has a built-in pickup. Really nice natural sound. I can just plug this into the side of the instrument, turn it on. So you can also run, you can run, I've got 2 transmitters, which I have marked nice and big so I can see them. These are my labels on here, but you can see it says transmitter right there. I've got 2 transmitters and 1 receiver. I can't run them simultaneously, but this is neat if I'm playing 2 different instruments and I want to run them through the same board. All I would need to do is turn off whatever transmitter I'm not using, and I can just let my receiver run wide open. So this is really neat for any of my instruments that have pickups, acoustic or electric. I read where some people have issues with them with active pickups. I've not had that. I've got a couple of acoustic guitars that have active pickups, and I've used them with those, and they sound great. Like I said, I've used it with violin, I've used it with mandolin, and then if I want to, I've got other options as far as how I want to run a microphone, in particular a condenser microphone. So if I'm playing my mandola, or let's just say I'm singing or something, I can either use these Xvive wireless pods, which, you know, they don't weigh much. They're definitely going to make your mic feel a little heavier than just, you know, a standard microphone, but there's no cable attached, so you're free to roam around. And then this little guy is actually probably lighter than those wireless systems, and it's been a breeze to kind of put this thing on my board and get it working pretty well. And it looks cool too. The little lights are kind of neat if you're into that. I know on one of my electric guitar boards a while back, I had a power supply that supplied all the pedals, and I liked having the lights on to kind of create that glow. So anyhow, I've not seen very many people using these, this is kind of a new product that, or new to me anyway. I don't know how long it's been around, but all these are just great products. I haven't really had any issues with them, so I'm looking forward to hopefully 2021 bringing us a little more health and more opportunities to get out there and create music. I'm a gear guy. I love taking all my gear to gigs and getting to use them, and really just trying to get the cleanest sound possible. And this, you know, I liked my old Phantom supply pretty good, and this one does just as good a job. So really happy with that. The main thing is just making sure that you get the right voltage for the right microphones, and try to cut down on any interference and any extra noise and stuff in your signal chain. So that's kind of been my goals, and just trying to capture the natural sound of the instrument as much as you can. Anyways, I want to thank Xvive for sending this out to me, and thank them in general for making some great products. I'm hoping to order some more things as we grow technologically at our church and convert things more to wireless, and I'm sure they'll find some more cool products to introduce to me. So get out there, check out their products, and I'll see you guys soon.